Sway MacNeil from Alexisonfire, here today, DJing, 1:30 a.m. for you drunk people in tents. This is amped, baby. Amped.
So you're known for your work with Alexisonfire, but tell me how you got into DJing and performing solo, for those who don't know.
Yeah, well, I think, over the course of the Alexis touring, I started DJing some after parties, and those started growing, getting a little bit crazier, really enjoying them. And then when we went off the road, I didn't want to get off the road.
Yeah.
So I thought, why don't I see how far I can take this? Just toured Mexico, toured Brazil, went home, did my laundry, hopped on a plane to England. Here we are.
And how's the reception been so far?
It's been amazing. Like, I really, try and play a lot of the bands that are kind of part of Alexis's musical community, all the bands we kind of came up with, like My Chemical Romance, Paramore, Taking Back Sunday, like our friends we did Warped Tour with back in the day, like Fall Out Boy. And so I think like it's like this broad spectrum of people at the shows. There's like the people that were at those shows in the beginning coming to see it. There's like younger people that are like discovering this music for the first time. And then like there's like everybody. And it's like, there's nothing better than a room full of people singing and dancing and having fun.
I love that. And can you share with our viewers today the craziest story from either Alexisonfire or your own solo project?
Well, on this last tour of Brazil, I was walking around in Sao Paulo, and the promoter was like, we got to go down this alleyway. There's this jazz band that plays that are like really, really good. And we went, and they were just playing in the street, this like blazingly fast jazz music. And I put up a video of them on my Instagram, and someone sent that video to the drummer of that band. He reached out. Because I had 2 days off in Sao Paulo, we ended up going into the studio and making an album together. We spent all night in the studio recording this like blindingly fast, aggressive, psych jazz record. And so I made a record with these guys I saw playing on the street last week in Sao Paulo, and I can't wait for people to hear it.
That's awesome, dude. And when you're mixing, what's your guilty pleasure?
I have no guilty pleasures. I'm myself. Do what I want.
Yeah.
Feeling free. Feeling beautiful.
And just on the record, so you're a big collector. If you had to pick a favorite, I know it's difficult, but what would be your favorite record?
My favorite record?
Yeah.
My favorite record. What a difficult question. What a difficult question. Misfits Walk Among Us. It's always as catchy every time you listen to it.
And we're doing questions today from fans online. So we had someone coming in commenting saying, what's your favorite horror film and what's your favorite score from a horror film?
My favorite score from a horror film is certainly the score for The Shining. There's like all this weird atonal like men's choral voicing in it that I think became the blueprint for so many horror films like after that. The music is so terrifying in The Shining. And I'd say as far as my favorite horror films, like I think the horror films I enjoy watching the most are like the more silly ones, like the campier ones, the goofy ones. And I think it's Jason Takes Manhattan. Yeah, I love that one. Especially when he scares the punks. I love movie punks.
Have you seen Return of the Living Dead?
A classic. It's the best.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. And if you were to score a horror film franchise of your choosing, which one would you score?
Well, I scored a film called Random Acts of Violence. That's a horror film about 4 years ago. And, we're lucky enough that they're going to be making a sequel to that film. And I will be doing the score. And hopefully we continue to make many of those, and I will be doing the score for the Random Acts of Violence franchise for the rest of my life.
I love that, dude. And what can people expect next from you?
People can expect next from me. That sounded very weird. In a couple weeks, Alexisonfire is releasing a live record. We play a festival in our hometown called Born and Raised. 2 years ago when we did that fest, we recorded the set, and we are putting it out on vinyl and digitally, all that stuff, coming out in 2 weeks. I will be back in the UK DJing this September. Please come check that out. And then next year, Alexisonfire gets back on the road, and I hope to see you all then.